Three, two, one, go. Welcome everybody to Good Show episode number 43 here at the Good Studio. It's Tuesday night, it's 8 p.m. CT, and as always we're here to talk about what's happened in the last week of the news. I'm here with my overly excited co-host James. How's it going, man?
Trying to do the intro with 3, 2, 1, go.
3, 2, 1, go. Okay, go.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Once again.
And in the corner, we got Mike. How's it going, Mike?
Good.
Adebisi. In case all of you were wondering.
Adebisi, that's not a standard Dota 2 pick lineup.
Give it to us, man.
Well,
clearly I have no idea what the fuck is going on here.
Mandela.
who is this? Is that? Oh wait, that's it's upside down.
That's Nick's.
Who's that?
That's our shaker.
Yeah, we haven't taken down the posters yet, so
Yeah.
Everything is the same. Well, everybody's been comatose since since this weekend.
Yeah,
You're still
I mean
recovering.
we'll
Everybody's
clean
still
up later.
recovering.
This is a little bit of the ride, the wave of
Well,
having broadcast
the
7 days in a
strongest
row.
that prevailed to make it to the show.
Semmler,
Clearly.
you were only on the stream for 1 day, so you should have.
for like what, a total of 5 minutes, I think, throughout the whole thing.
That's what he's hosting. He's going to do a fucking awesome job.
Damn straight I am.
All right.
Naturally.
Confidence.
Let's
Naturally.
go. Let's not drag this. We got 2 weeks of news, so
2 weeks. 2 weeks, and we're keeping it short. 2 hours tonight. We're gonna try and actually apply a schedule. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, we might as well get off on the right foot. So general news is what we're gonna start with tonight, guys. And first up on the docket is that Twitch have announced an audio partnership with Turtle Beach. Branding and hardware at Twitch events, for example, PAX Prime booths and E3. So basically, this is kind of like your bread and butter partnership. Turtle Beach are going to get their branding everywhere with Twitch when Twitch run their own events. So it's not even going to be like DreamHack or anything like Twitch partners. It's just going to be Twitch booths. Turtle Beach are going to be there next to them.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not like an overhaul partnership. It's through the event side of Twitch. Yeah. And Twitch go to these events. Costs a lot of money to build a big booth. Once you've got a big booth, partners are like, oh, we want to be at the booth because it's cool. And then they partnered with Turtle Beach. So good for Turtle Beach, good for Twitch.
It's win-win, really.
Doesn't mean anything.
No. It's standard. Mike, you got anything?
No, I got nothing.
All right. I think you're going to have something to say about the next one, though, because this is actually pretty interesting. So, latest that's actually just happened, I think this past week, went live with Nintendo claiming monetization rights on, for example, Let's Play's video. So any of their content on YouTube that is out, and it's gameplay content, it's content that people are doing like playthroughs, etc., they're claiming the ad rights and the right to place ads in those videos. So any money that's actually made off of those YouTube videos will go straight into Nintendo's pocket. That's actually been the latest one. We have a tie-in story with that as well, is that recently Machinima actually demanded a portion of Minecraft's revenue in return for driving sales with their video content.
Yeah.
So it's a bit on
let's do the first one first.
It's a bit of the
right?
flip side there. But yeah, let's talk about Nintendo.
So yeah, Nintendo basically saying it's our IP. You stick it up on YouTube. We have rights over it, which is kind of like it's okay to do.
It's legitimate.
It's legit.
It's legit, but it's also a bit bullshitty, if you know what I mean. If you actually go on to Valve have their own rights.
Oh yeah.
About YouTube.
Isn't that just for Dota? What they've got up there?
No, it's legal. It's under their legal information. So on the main
Valve
site.
is like Valve video policy. We encourage our users to make videos using Valve game content, such as playthroughs or instruction videos or SFM movies. We are fine with publishing these videos to your website or YouTube or similar video sharing services. We are not fine with taking assets from our games, e.g. voice, music items, and distributing those separately. Use of our content in videos must be non-commercial. By that we mean you can't charge users to view or access your videos. You can't sell or license your videos to others for the payment of any kind. You've got it up in front of you. Okay, good, you found it.
Yeah.
So basically, Valve are like they made this page because people were like getting their Dota content and their CS content taken down from YouTube, and so Valve were like, They made a website, and if you have any problems, you just show them the website, and Valve continue as normal. Nintendo doing this, I still think it's a bit douchey.
Well, it's
I agree.
Perfect example of the old versus the new, isn't it? Like, you have the old way of thinking about things where you have these guys in the suits in the meeting room going, wait a second, there's some kid on YouTube making money off of our shit? What the fuck is this? And they decide to shut it down. They decide, hey, why aren't we getting a piece of that? Whereas Valve, an example of the new, are seeing it as, well, these guys are kind of giving us free promotion. They're making, some money off of it, but it's, not that much. It's not big enough money to make a real big deal out of it. And we're getting free advertisement. Like, it's win-win. It's great all around.
Yeah, so basically, good guy, Valve. Bad guy, Nintendo. That's all I can come out.
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo has always kind of had this attitude. Like, when MLG used to run Smash Brothers, they basically wouldn't let them stream it or whatnot. I don't know, blah, blah, blah.
Because everyone's making so much fucking money off running
esports Smash Brothers, right? But I think it kind of highlights a problem that's like, I mean, you look at the Brood War scene, it goes back to Blizzard, Kespa, all that jazz, right? And I think this, as everything keeps getting bigger, and I mean, just in general, Let's Play videos are huge, all that, any kind of video content is big, that more developers will be looking at this and doing different things, and who knows what they'll do.
Yeah, it's also shown how prominent the Let's Play and like speedruns and other things, anything with like a developer, publisher's game in it gets a lot of good promotion. Controlling it is probably not the best way to incentivize your community to make more videos.
We can look at kind of the flip side of the other article that we mentioned in this title, which was Machinima made a claim.
This is just hilarious.
For Minecraft sales stats.
Well, I mean, we all know Machinima are like fucktards, right? So
yeah.
The fact is, it's like they're completely and utter retarded as a company goes. They're based out of America, so it's just they've got some backwards ways of thinking. And they were like, yeah, by the way, we definitely increased the sales for Minecraft because our Machinima partners do Minecraft content because it's a fucking good game. And obviously we want some cut of the sales because we've been helping you sell your game through videos.
Yeah.
Like, how many years later since Minecraft has been out? And it's like, sure, yeah, people would have bought the game, and Notch, I think he said it was kind of offensive. It's just retarded.
Well, it's, let's see.
Like, Machinima are just retarded in general.
Well, to quote
everything
Notch,
they've done for a long period of time is just done.
Well, to quote Notch, we have, it's the perfect example of a win-win situation. And them asking money from us was just offensive. Like, that's the way they look at it. They're like, you're making money off of ad revenue and subs and whatever else on your channel that generates money for you off of our IP.
Yeah, like what I would do if
you're going to ask us for money on top of that?
If I was Mojang, I'd be like, okay, we're going to give Machinima a partnership. You guys are going to have to pay X amount per viewers on our Minecraft videos because you're using our IP. Make it sure it's higher than what Machinima...
profit margin.
And so Machinima, we'll take the deal, and then they lose money. I don't like Machinima as a whole. They were a company that I remember how they came around to begin with. Basically, they're a company that just had lots of money, and WarcraftMovies.com was the website that had Machinima kind of where some of the Machinima really started. People making movies, and they labeled it to be Machinima. And then Machinima came in as a YouTube company, and they just basically went to all of Warcraft's movies, and they were like, we'll just pay out of our ass to get as many of the Warcraft movies guys onto Machinima. So they came in with big budgets, they spent money. They've probably done well as a company because they make money, so it's no discredit to the users because they obviously were quite happy.
They just took a bunch of money from YouTube, though, so I don't know how profitable that company actually is, but they're definitely a monster.
Yeah.
In terms of size, they're big.
Yeah, they're huge. But they basically got started just by raping as many content creators from WarcraftMovies.com to move over to Machinima, and then throw in all the American business behind it and get the YouTube partnership and just keep on going from there. So I just don't like how they were set up, and from what I've seen of them, they fucked up plenty of times publicly.
What is that other company that tried to recently fuck over Minecraft? The two guys that were making videos for Minecraft and decided to make their own version of Minecraft?
Yeah, that was Lewis and also Simon from Yogscast.
Yogscast, there you go.
They don't know if they tried fucking up Minecraft. They're just really big and like they were a huge asset to when Minecraft came out because their videos were really funny. They were a good comedy kind of duo, and they got so big that they actually did a Kickstarter and raised like over $500,000, I think it was, to make a game that was meant to compete with Minecraft, and it was like Yogs something.
Yogscraft or some shit like that. Whatever. Well, I mean, it's just there isn't a whole lot to take away from this apart from the fact that things are changing. We always say this, but it's just growing pains. It's people that are going to be figuring out how to actually work together, big companies and small companies like this.
Apparently they're game shit, according to chat.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, obviously they're going to be trying to rip off Minecraft without actually ripping them off. Good luck with that. But let's go ahead and move on. Let's go ahead and move on to our next topic, which is actually pretty cool. Just came out this last week. James Lampkin, you guys would know him as Kennegat from Team Liquid, has actually decided to leave Team Liquid in favor of ESL. He's been hired on as ESL's product manager for WCSEU, StarCraft 2, and Raid Call EMS 1, Dota 2. And he's actually already moved there.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations to James Lampkin, Kennegat, for taking that job. He was actually a second pick in the interview running, so I don't know if he's been told that, but he was. So still, he's got to be pretty happy about the job. I listened to what he said on like Live and Free about improving stuff. He was like, I want players to use in-game, like their proper in-game tags rather than like heart chip or something on the back of that. You know, if that's his biggest aspirations, he won't be disappointed working for ESL because he probably won't be able to get to do much else outside of that because it's quite a big company. But wish him the best of luck. Pretty decent person for the job. Carmack is just basically attracted to what he thinks are intelligent people, and then he collects them together. And like he will have to be reporting to Carmack in his job. Guesstimated salary for him, I guess anywhere between €2,500 to €3,000. Right,
put it that high. All right. Well, congratulations to him, yeah. Definitely looking forward to seeing him at more of the European events. But the last bit that we have here in the general news is that Evil Geniuses, Team Liquid, and Root Gaming are working together with Papa John's to promote half-off pizzas. So basically what's happening is these teams are spending the next week trying to use these codes, these promotional codes, to get you to buy Papa John's pizzas. If you use the code, you get 50% off. And also when you go to the website that they provide, you can click on who's actually sent you there. So it's a way for Papa John's to measure who's the most effective salesman on any of these teams, basically.
Yeah, we can bring up pizza.gg. Obviously, anything.gg these days is Alex Garfield's frame, as he came to me and asked me a long time ago, where did I get my GG website from? And then I told him, and he figured it out. So you got the alliance.gg. Now you got pizza.gg. Fucking fantastic. Overall, it's good that a mainstream sponsor is looking into esports in terms of Papa John's. It's quite a good product that fits with pro gamers. We can bring up the stuff here. You can also notice the obvious people on here because of Alex Garfield's network, EG, AC, who works full-time with EG. He's actually moved up to their studio now where he gets some really good close-up shots of his face on the D2L League. One More Game, which is part owned by Alex Garfield, and then individual players from EG, as opposed to individual players from people like Team Liquid and other people. There have been teams before that I think have already worked with Papa John's and
I think it was just Optic Gaming.
But overall, basically, I believe that they're looking to show the power of the esports community. If you look at the tiers, they've hit tier 1. If you look at the end tiers, they get more ridiculous.
I don't think it's updated at all because I don't know. EG put out some tweet that was more than 10 tiers, guys. And so I'm guessing it just hasn't updated yet because
I want to know what this tier 10 pizza party looks like because I've seen some like pizza parties on some questionable websites and
EG Lol will film a special music video cover with the song selected by the community.
Yeah. So it's
Just don't tell 4chan about this.
It's pretty pathetic, some of the tiers for me, but that's no different of what EG do. Like EG, Alex Garfield's a fantastic person to run a company. He probably is able to bring in more money to esports from mainstream companies than anyone else. Also helps that he's based in North America, but it doesn't excuse like how idiotic he is in terms of some of his marketing angles. But Papa John's...
You linked a pretty interesting article related to Papa John's.
Well, I read
started
it.
a little bit of something.
I mean, I read it a long time ago where basically the CEO of Papa John's was saying, oh, if Obamacare gets in, it's going to cost us X more money, so we're going to lower, hours that people work and all this other shit. And I read it quite a bit back in the day, but apparently there's new articles coming out where people are like, oh, it's bad journalism, it wasn't true. And I was like, yeah, but at the same time, it's like, there's no... smoke without fire, right? Like, there's a reason that people are going to report on stuff. So I felt it was a pretty good match for EG with Papa John's because, Papa John's like making money, they're a business, and EG like making money, and they're a business.
Do you feel bad for hurting Jeff's feelings?
Nah, well, I'm sure Jeff doesn't really.
I'm really curious if what's gonna come out of it, because they said like they're not even making money off this. It's not like they get.
No, I think they're trying to prove themselves.
Yeah, clearly, exactly, that's what it is. So it's like, how much are they expecting? Yada yada yada. I mean, like, I'm sure you guys remember the whole fucking Team Red Baron thing, right? Where MLG hooked a bunch of people up, and they were, Artosis and DJ Wheat and some console people and whatnot. Like,
pizza.
Team Red Baron, tune in and tweet me a picture of you eating Red Baron pizza. And I don't know, I don't see Red Baron doing anything else right now, so.
That's the thing. Is it going to have a big enough impact?
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm sure they have gotten a fuck ton of people to use that code. I mean, like 50% off. That's, you pay $12 for pizza and it's $6 instead. Like, that's
also, was Red Baron just targeted to StarCraft 2, or was it across all games?
Some of the messaging was pretty shit, by the way, I just want to say.
With
like,
what?
AC said on D2L, half a pizza on us. And I was like, oh, are you actually paying for the half of my pizza? And then the other half I pay for. So you're losing money so I can get pizza. It's like, it just, like, some of the messaging. And it was all over, like, D2L.
The messaging that I don't like is the messaging where it becomes very preachy.
Help
and
esports.
Like, for esports, we want you to do this. It's like...
Go onto the website again.
Anytime, like, something is for esports or killing esports, it just, makes me cringe. Like, if something is worth supporting, I think people, will do it because of, like, this is good.
Look at this. Buy pizza, support esports.
But the thing is, this doesn't even support esports.
No, it supports Papa John's.
Yeah, it doesn't support EG either. I mean, it...
No, we already know that this is a trial period.
This is why EG, right? If Alex Garfield would just run his company and make lots of money, and someone else was to make decisions on branding and imaging, they would be the best in the world. But it's just fucking retarded. Like... I cannot fathom like how clever he is as a person on one end of the spectrum, and I've met him, and how fucking retarded he is on the other end of the spectrum. It's like the whole D2L thing as well. It's like the Dota 2 League. It's like, oh, are you the Dota 2 League? Because you're using the name Dota 2 and then just League, so you're the official Dota 2 League. And it's like, and that's because they were so fucking stupid that they branded their original tournaments under the EG flag name, which were like the EG Masters Cup and all this
Series League tournament.
And it's all like, just fucking Alex Garfield, just grow a pair, have a company here, which is a holding company, yeah, Alex, and then be like, here's my team, it's Evil Geniuses. Here under the holding company is my agency media house. This works with pizza.gg, this, and also alliance.gg, and just fucking separate it, because when all this shit comes out and it's all connected to EG, I'm just like, I'm so fucking bored. It's like I get it, Alex, you're very good at getting money, but just separate your companies and separate your franchises. It's like D2L have all this pizza.gg on them as well, because obviously D2L, the Dota League, is actually an EG thing, and it's like, remove the EG thing, Be like, we are this media house. There's a team. It's EG. It's run by these people. I'm Alex Garfield. I'll go in and check in on them. But these people run it, and it's that team. Here's Alliance. Boom. It's a separate team, separate management. Here's our agency, separate people.
Have Alliance actually quoted it or used the pizza shit?
No, I mean Alliance is strictly a European brand, right? So,
is there Papa John's in Europe? No. There isn't.
No, there is Papa John's in Europe.
There is.
UK, I'm told. I've seen people say on Twitter and shit.
Okay, so UK you can actually.
So, no, I mean, okay, what like because the coupon is America only. So yeah.
It's like, you know, I just wish they would have like just because I guess the reason it annoys me that it all comes back to like EEG is because the EG guys constantly overly promote all this other stuff going on. Mm-hmm. But in reality, this company, your agency, should be paying EG as a company separately if EG are going to promote this and back and forth, you know.
Just completely unrelated, but how do you like the D2L overlays? Have you seen them?
I really like the fact they put up Alienware under the team names because they're head sponsor Alienware of those teams. EG aren't sponsored by Alienware, as far as I know, nor is D2L. Dignitas and Navi's head sponsors are Alienware. So they're actually promoting the sponsor of the teams, which is great, right? It's really cool. Nice. I like that, but yeah, I mean, the overlays weren't great, and it's
I think that overlay is way. I mean, are we gonna get into this now?
We should probably wait until when Bruno gets around, I guess.
Yeah.
I know we are talking about EG right now, and this does, obviously tie into that, but we'll go ahead and actually just move into StarCraft 2 now, unless you have anything you want to add on top of everything else.
It's Dota.
Okay, so we're gonna go into Dota first, but we're gonna take a quick break before we do. So, guys, don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're gonna have Bruno sitting in the corner there with Mike, and we'll get
Are we
right
done
into
with the
this.
general segment?
Yeah, we're already done with it.
We're just getting started.
Yeah, no. I can feel it, man. I can feel it. All right, see you guys.
Okay. I don't know what to do without it. Why did you start it without him?
Because
he said start with him. We'll be down in a minute, so I don't. Yeah. Is he okay?
Yeah, I think he'll survive.
Are we going Dota 2 now?
Yeah, we're going Dota 2.
So I'm skipping that. I was about to
I'm
start
here,
somewhere
so
else.
Yeah.
Hey,
if it's
Bruno.
StarCraft, I'm in trouble.
Hey Bruno, how are you?
I'm tired and happy at the same time. It's a feeling I think all men can relate to.
Okay, here we go. Alliance takes down Evil Geniuses in We Play Finals and wins We Play.
I like that. And wins we play.
And
they won the finals
and
and they won the tournament.
Yeah.
So
Quite a long tournament.
Who wrote that?
I don't know. Who the fuck wrote that? They goofed.
Quite a long tournament. The playoff stage was quite interesting.
Yeah, I think it was good, and I think overall it was kind of too long, and a lot of the group stage was pretty uninteresting because it was like you've got two teams that are going through, and you've got two teams that I've never heard of that are not going through, right? But overall, the format of using GSL groups, I mean, it worked well here for broadcast qualifier.
No big upsets. Do you have the brackets? Because I don't think there was any kind of surprise team in the finals. It was pretty much the 8 teams you would expect to have.
Yeah, no, they had kind of really good results for like their
Dignitas, Alliance, Kaipi, Mouse, Fnatic, Liquid, Navi, EG. I mean, not to take anything away from Kaipi, but maybe like I think BP is not there.
Yeah,
and that's it. Anyways, yeah, I mean, fun tournament. EG was kind of the surprise coming into the West qualifiers. They defeated Navi a couple of times, and they were doing quite well. Eventually, Alliance showed who the best EG was. So 3-0, and just not much more to say.
3-0?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Dominating.
Also, in some results, Team Liquid wins Cursed Dota 2 Invitationals over Team Dignitas. Navi removed from it 2 days before finals. But
basically
Navi
they were attending the Tech Lab tournament and didn't schedule well enough. I don't know, so they dipped out. So it kind of made it messy because then they brought Dignitas back in, and then they moved one of the teams from the lower bracket up to the winner bracket.
Yeah, well,
and then they played it out. Yeah, okay. So
Dignitas went up, and they played against Liquid. They lost 2-0. They went down. They won. They went and went versus Team Liquid. They lost 3-0. So Team Liquid had the opportunity to beat them 5 times in a row. It has to hurt.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. But anyways, yeah, the Navi thing was kind of weird. They first dropped out of the tournament because of conflicting schedules, as you said, and they said that they could play from Belarus. Eventually, nothing much happened out of that. But I mean, other than that, it was again like small tournament.
Yeah, it was
weekends,
good, quick tournament,
quick nice teams.
Curse's kind of first
Yeah,
venture into Dota, I
Yeah.
guess.
They will
As
be
long
happy.
as they're happy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they will be happy. Like people had a great
Correct,
reception, mostly also because of AC being there and just like putting his own personal touch to the tournament. I think people like that. So I'm sure we'll see more Course Entertainment tournaments in the future.
All right. TI qualifiers. The Western qualifiers was won by Mouse Sports. Came out all the way through the lower bracket. And,
know that one.
second place was DD Dota.
Yeah. Do you have any impressions on the tournament? Anything that you want to?
I'll just give my feedback that I sent to Valve if you want. Next year, all the qualifiers should be LAN to remove EG.
Yeah, it's
and
really
the
fucked up
Russians.
when you got to play with 300 ping
Yeah.
for $2 million.
It's too big of a
That's-
prize pool to play online. So next year it has to be LAN. Also, the compendium cells, every team invited to the qualifiers should get about $10,000 just for being invited and for being at the event. Or if not that, obviously you would expect Valve to have to pay for the flights and accommodation at LAN qualifiers.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like $5,000 or something per team or something to who got invited. More money the teams get, the better, because the more they play Dota, and
Yeah.
that's essentially good for Valve.
Do you
in the
still
long
agree
run.
with the fact of teams being invited to the qualifiers? Or do you think in the future there should be something like maybe not open?
I didn't really feel it was a bad thing that teams were invited based off their results, because it keeps them motivated to play in other tournaments. Also, the tournament format was, good, kind of the GSL format. If there's anything I would say that can be improved, we should have done 3 more days of content and had certain days, because when someone drops down to the lower bracket, they essentially have to play 2 games that day.
Yeah.
And the community could perceive the other team having an advantage because they only have to play 1.
Yeah.
But each game should be treated as a separate game. There's no advantage or disadvantage to someone that, is in the same game as you. You know what I mean? So each game should have the same setup. So you would have to add 3 additional content days. So it would mean that when someone dropped down from the upper bracket finals and had to play the lower bracket finals, it would be the next day. And then that would play, and then the grand finals would be the next day. So rather than a 7-day tournament, I'd be asking for a 10-day tournament per qualifier. Because that way, even on day 1 of the group stages, you got 2 semi-finals and the grand finals, but the same for both teams, because the 2 semi-finals and the grand finals, they have to play 2 games, and they're both at the same pegging. That way you can ensure it's exactly fair. Just because, sure, you don't know, and also with the time zones on LAN, it's like the Russians were always 2 hours later, the Americans are always
Getting
6
up
to
at
10
7
hours in
a.m.,
the morning. That would be my feedback for the tournament to improve for Valve next year.
I feel like they'll need to kind of not redo it, but take a good hard look, because this time there were a couple teams where it's like, oh, Kaipi, people would like to see them in the qualifier. But if Dota keeps growing at the rate it's growing at, and if it gets released sometime over the next 12 months, then you expect a big surge too. So if because I think like last year it was like everyone in the qualifier is like good, and then this year it's kind of like right there.
Yeah,
and if they do 8 teams again, it'll be just doesn't feel like enough. You can have like a tier system where it's like you have some seeded teams into the qualifier, and then you run other qualifiers for the qualifier. That's been done in StarCraft.
I also just feel it's a pretty good system, because it means a lot to be in the qualifiers, and then it means even more to be at the international, because there's not too many teams.
I feel like the international's 2 8 teams. 16 teams, that's a lot.
I think it's okay. There are 16 really good teams. There's even more than that. There's you could get 32 teams that would be great to take to the international. But either way, let's go to the Eastern qualifiers. Dreams replace Neolution International after the roster change. So Neolution changed their roster, got dropped from the qualifiers. Dreams came in, they made a Twitter post saying we're fucking awesome, and then they lost all their games and got knocked out.
Not only they lost all the game, I think in combined kill-death ratio, they were something like 5 kills and 76 deaths. That's not the right number, but was something as big as that. They were stomped. They were stomped by LGD China and also by Rattlesnake. Think about Filipino Dota, Pinoy Dota. they have their pride. They really like to boast themselves, and it's as a close community, it's very entertaining because each one is trying to best each other. The truth is, when you put them in an international context, they're not that good. They're not that good yet. Maybe it's part because of there are so many, as I said, national contests, so many national competitions. There's the doorbell. Food. Really? Yeah, I want food.
Papa John's?
No, what have you done?
Papa
Where's-
John's.
Papa John.
Phone in, maybe? Maybe.
Helping esports? Script is
Script's up
upstairs
there,
and
yeah.
Trask is upstairs.
Are
I hope they can
actually?
hear it. But anyways,
Yeah.
going back. Yeah, the thing about I think Pinoy Dota will help themselves if they open themselves up to more Southeast Asian and Chinese competitions, because as it feels right now, they're very comfortable where they are. There are a few teams like Neski, TNC, and Dreams that are really, really strong in the Philippines. But when you put them outside, it's not so great. So that's the story from Dreams, and probably, I hope not, but it will probably be the same story starting tomorrow with Mineski, the other Filipino team.
4 Chinese teams in the...
It looks totally possible. Rising Stars and VG Gaming are probably the strongest teams of the second bracket of the East qualifier. Myth Trust can take maybe one of those teams by surprise. Mineski, I don't think so. But if we get a Final Four with 4 Chinese teams, it might be worrying for some. Might be something sad for Southeast Asia. But will surely be some really good Dota to watch.
All right,
So is
and
it
welcome
positive
back,
down?
Semi.
Yeah, I'm back.
Where'd you go?
Nature calls.
Oh,
Mike.
that was poor planning on your part there,
Mhm.
Poor
Semmler.
timing.
But sometimes...
Control your
Sometimes,
bowels,
when you gotta go.
please.
One thing that interests me about the whole thing is BTS actually took this opportunity to launch their studio now.
Yes.
And so this is the first time that we get to see the crowd-funded studio in action. They just moved over there with Gods and LD. They're living in the same house, I believe, as Purge and Blitz.
Yeah.
And so they're all kind of banding together to bring forth the Eastern qualifiers. What do you think of it so far?
Well, it's been great. They knew how to bring their own kind of touch to it by bringing other personalities. They have Aoi from Team Dignitas in there in the studio. They have, well, as you said, Purge and Blitz, and they also have Merlini.
That's right, yeah.
So it's been great. I think no one will be disappointed by what they've been showing so far. They've shown that they, like, for the first time, they're in front of the camera, so they can show their personalities. I really enjoy all this way to act in front of a camera, because it's like, it's my friend.
You're looking so love-struck, you know, like,
Yeah, he's very expressive, and he's like, you know, and he moves his hand, like I
Who's
do
this?
move my hands a lot. LD.
Oh.
And I love him, and he's like, watching him on camera, it's really funny. And I've been talking to him about that. But yeah, it's super fun. Like, I enjoy the mid-segments. They also did some cool stuff with the overlays.
the item delivery, I thought
Yeah,
that
they
was
have the
really
item deliveries. You also have the pop-up stats. in their
Also,
own
the
way.
player card and team intros are great. I really
They
like
have the
those.
hexagons.
Yeah, the hexagons.
Yeah,
that
those
they
are
had
actually
at
pretty cool.
International. Yeah.
So no, I mean, all in all, I think people will be are super happy about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been impressed. I had no idea what to expect in
Exactly,
terms of
exactly.
like what it would look like,
It's a blank
everything. And
slate.
so I turned it on. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, looking
There-
forward to see what they
There's
bring.
small touches though that
Yeah,
amateur touches that they don't realize. For example, you'll notice that we don't blend in with the background here, right? Because our desk is quite far away from the wall, and also because we're a cheap ass studio, we got floodlights with
oh god.
ruining the magic.
we got floodlights
Oh Jesus
with
Christ.
Wax
kitchen
paper.
foil,
Wax paper, yeah.
kitchen paper that light up to separate the commentators from the background. Of course, you should buy asymmetric lights, which are lights that come straight down. They cost probably 500 to 600 euro a pop, and you want a good distance behind you in the wall, probably 1.5 meters plus, and that will light up your shoulders and your hair. So if they could do anything, you should pull your tables a little bit forward from the wall, get some lighting behind it, and it will look a lot nicer on camera. But otherwise.
And look at the
But otherwise, you know, they kind of did the stock. We got overlays, we got production, we got people, and they did it. Yeah, 1.5 meters at least. Yeah, I mean, we don't actually have that much room at the
No.
top here. That's why I went for underlighting instead.
We're very limited on space.
Hi, this is my hand.
I don't have slots here.
Well, I mean,
There's a slot right there, you prick. Oh my god.
Jesus.
Jeez.
There's a slot.
And it removes shadows as well in the background, so you can't see shadows from the lights over there and there. I mean,
Right,
we didn't do this corner. This corner is not really
Yeah, this
meant-
lighting
this
is kind of
corner is
shit.
This
quite
corner
bad.
wasn't meant to exist, but we just put it together.
Yeah.
But I've got shadows on my face.
You think
so
our
the
lights
lighting
are
in here is
ghetto?
crap.
Just think about what's actually blocking off some of the light coming up here.
We should do something about it.
One day.
Anyways, let's go
I
ahead and
just
move on
lost
then.
my document, so I don't know what.
Well,
we're
what
heading.
comes up next? Well, first of all, I'd just like to say, congratulations to BTS for actually getting, underway, and I'm really excited to see what they continue to put out for the rest of the week. But let me see, EMS 1, actually. Summer has started in both NA and EU, and this is kind of it. EU Cup number 1 I have here, and we'll go to that. It's going to go to Joy and Dota's page, but should be all right. All right, here we go. So we have the standings right now for North American Cup. And can you see that? Yeah, you can. Great.
No, I can't.
It's
Any
on the
kind of
program.
surprises here? Actually, anything? Any kind of upset surprises?
I
Anything of
mean,
interest?
there's lots of new teams, especially from the American scene.
Wait, this is who are these?
typical
I-
mistakes. THD, funny team, Kogito Ergosum.
Where's the Europe
Top five.
results? I don't know those teams.
No, this is America,
Yeah.
right? This is so lots of people here. We don't know them, but that means that eventually they will be there. And then you have this, which is Europe. And what are we right now? We're on round 4, I think.
Oh yeah, didn't someone beat Fnatic? That was kind of
Rats in the dark. But they're like they've been in the past
In
EMS
EMS,
Cup in
but
the LAN. I mean, they didn't.
I didn't think
perform-
they were good.
No, well, they didn't perform well, but it's a Finnish team that has been around for ages right now. I mean, at least the core, I think it's Boogie and is the main player of the team, and there are some others. I think Lapis is still playing. I mean, it's not a bad team by any means, but it's kind of a surprise that they beat Fnatic because you expect Fnatic.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But then again, this is just the first cups. The cups just give you points so that you can get to the LAN final. So if Fnatic just had a rough time this time, they can always get better.
And is this is the cups where we were talking earlier, and they've got Mouses playing with Puppy standing in?
I think this is one, yeah. It's a match that's being right now. I think it's
that live? That's kind of weird to me, having a player like that standing in for another team when both teams are in the league, as well as he's like contracted to another organization.
it's something that's super common in Dota too. Unfortunately, we see lots of teams because one player is not able to play, you just try to get someone else. And I mean, to be fair, if you don't get a pro player, who do you get? And every single player from the top 8 teams are playing in every single tournament.
Yeah.
So you have to either just try. I mean,
you can have a
if you're in
6-man
that
roster. Right?
Yeah.
Like, you can
I mean,
kind of have
some
someone.
teams do that. It's up to the teams that actually the proper teams, if they're sponsored, to tell okay, we should have a 6-man roster because that means an extra salary, and that means also a guy that's probably going to be unhappy because he won't get to play much.
Yeah, it certainly is.
This whole concept of bench again.
But I mean,
do you want to be a bench warmer or not? Do you want to have a chance at getting up there? Because that's also something that they talk about a lot. I know this is not Dota, but in LoL, they've actually started doing this with LCS, from what I understand. They have a 6th member who's the sub, who's the bench warmer. And if something goes wrong with one of the main 5, they rotate him in.
But the question is, let's say suddenly every team does this. They have a 6-man. Worse is that 6-man compared to the rest of the team because, in order to be a 6-man, you have to make sure that you can't be one of the 5 in another team.
Yeah.
So if you're there, you probably are considerably worse off than any other of the team. And then is it worth
you're eternally grateful for the opportunity. You're an up-and-comer.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that could be the
you'll
other
stay
thing.
with the team no matter what because they gave you a chance.
But
That's someone who's like 14, 15 with a lot of talent and you want to put time into...
they actually, there's a team that did that. It's Orange. They did that with Kesik Imba. I think it's a 15-year-old ex-home player. He's really good. He's amazing at carry, but he's young. He's eager for an opportunity. He's their 6-man. Southeast Asian teams, for some reason, they're even more unstable than the European team in terms that they can't play every single day, and there's always someone standing in for someone. And this is the excellent position for them because now with this guy,
Are you
they
fucking
always
kidding
make
me?
sure.
Are you
Pizza
fucking joking?
again.
Yay!
It's not Papa John's.
It's not Papa
Support
John's.
eSport.
Yes. See? Onlinepizza.se supports esports.
Online pizza. .se.
You know, I remember last time this happened, I specifically asked for not to be Coke Zero next time. So,
Mike, you're so.
oh wait, they got me something that wasn't Coke Zero.
Yeah.
Light beer.
Light beer. Oh, 2.2%.
2.2.
My favorite kind of beer, 2.2%.
Well, I mean, maybe they know what happened last time.
Yeah.
We were on such a good track too.
Kebab
I mean,
did-
I'm not hating on the fact that we're getting free food, but
Did
Good samples.
yeah, but I'm just hoping they clicked on our face on
I think,
pizza.gg.
I think the name. I think the name.
Can you
starts
go to
with J.
pizza.gg and see if our face was there? Because
I got the kebab. See you later.
Thank you, Scrap.
Son of a bitch.
let's see. I hope they didn't click in control when they bought this. We're not here.
You
No,
know, in
wait.
control is the number 2 refer right now, apparently.
Really? Where can you tell the
Yes.
ranks? Where can you tell the ranks?
No, it's just obviously not their chance. It's EG's LOL team is the biggest.
Oh, well.
Yeah, so this is
that's
onlinepizza.se, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so support onlinepizza.se and your stomach
What's
if
this?
you're hungry and want to buy food.
Yes.
All right, put that shit to the side and let's
We're gonna eat
finish
this later.
off.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thanks very much to whoever
I
sent
knew
it.
it was coming as soon as the doorbell rang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's pizza
Somebody's
on the way.
got it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Alright.
this time we didn't go off topic for 15 minutes like
Yeah,
last
this
time.
last
But
time.
maybe we should, just like the people believe
Yeah.
that.
It's
Yeah.
nice and greasy.
All right, so
Table.
let me see. We were talking about Join Dota. We were talking about subs, but I mean, is there anything you'd like to add to that?
No, I
before
mean,
we were interrupted?
it happens in Southeast Asia. I think MEFC has a 6-man, Orange has a 6-man. In there, it makes more sense. Should it happen?
I just,
don't really have an
just
opinion
think
on the subject.
if you're playing in a league for one team, you shouldn't be standing in for another team playing in that league. And
Well, that's an
like-
easier subject to talk.
like,
I mean,
like 6-man, not 6-man. Just I don't think you should be able to have a stand-in from like another team competing
Bringing
in
us
that
back to the
league.
topic.
but that's something that has to come from the organization. That
Yeah, it has to
actually-
come with. I mean, if I was like a team guy, you know, like if I contracted X players, I'd probably be like, I'm paying you. You're not gonna go and play for another team.
Wait, because
I mean, I imagine
this is
there's like some
important.
quid pro quo stuff where Puppy stands in for them.
Yeah,
and then when
you
they
get-
need a stand-in,
you get black.
they
Yeah,
exactly.
But the thing
so.
is, and this is something important because now you're saying there's 2 ways of doing this. You can have the teams sign a contract with the player saying you can't stand in with another team, or you can have tournaments, organizations saying you can't stand in for another team if you're playing. Because these are 2 different things. Now, in the point of view for the tournament, it doesn't really make sense to go that way because if you don't allow these, you probably get worse matches.
You're hurting yourself, yeah, but
That
at
or
the same
flat out
time,
forfeits, maybe?
if you're like, it depends what your incentives are. Are you trying to get, you know, the games to run as easily as possible and, you know, viewership to be high and blah, 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 or are you trying to run like a competition with a lot of integrity around it, right? So, I mean, it is what it is, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely understand
So-
your naive point of view.
what?
Naive point of view.
How is it naive? It's like it defeats the purpose of competition if like the teams are the team. And I mean,
We're talking about a scene that has like tournaments running.
I know.
matches
It's
a
just,
day.
this is just, you know, random thoughts,
I'm
right?
with you,
Like,
Mike. On everything.
like
I
I mean,
also-
obviously it's going to happen to a
Bacon,
certain
man.
degree, but
Dude, they said bacon.
just bacon.
that's
just bacon. That's the
Bacon.
whole thing of
It's like,
bacon.
there's bacon, eggs, fries.
Oh yeah.
Nice. I'm actually really happy as well. there's a Hawaii pizza here.
oh,
I love
yeah, I
it.
like Hawaiian, yeah.
And the other one is ham and cheese. So Hawaii. I'm getting
Clearly
on that.
superior. All right.
Spread the love.
All right, let's go ahead and move on from this topic because we are spending quite a bit of time on it.
No, it's a
But to wrap up the EMS topics, actually, one thing that stands out here is that Kawa is actually no longer with ESL
yeah.
commentating. He was, in case you guys are wondering,
But-
he was the commentator for.
But was he employed
first?
just to be a commentator?
No,
Wasn't
he was a product manager for Dota 2 for EMS 1, which is actually what Kenny does now. It's
Yeah,
kind of
I mean,
that part
commentary.
of
I can only go off what people put in like their Twitter description, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's kind of
Well,
like when you
that's-
say you're the product manager for Dota 2, it's kind of like, well, what does that? What's the product manager for anything do? What's the product manager? I don't know.
Mingles.
But yeah, it's kind of surprising. I mean, he's
Yeah,
over
she smells the
helping
food,
out
man.
BTS now, being their producer,
Yeah.
and I think it's
She's,
gone
no, she's smelling the bacon.
pretty smooth.
Mingles.
So it's kind of interesting. I mean, the initial thing is like, okay, well, he's clearly not casting for them now, and so it's just going to be basically all Toby all the time. Join Dota is covering all of this. They're not going to do anything in house at all, which is kind of interesting. It's kind of like, you know, you look at EMS and it's just like with Counter-Strike, you get, there's a cat down there, by the way.
Yeah.
You can not see her. But with EMS, you get like Joe Miller and you get Red Eye, like CS guys. You know, it feels very much like EMS, whereas with Dota, it's just kind of like, oh, here's Toby. So nothing wrong with that. It's kind of interesting. I wonder if they'll try and, you know, hire some Dota talent.
Did ESL have their own talent in StarCraft 2 before WCS?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they had Mr. Bitter in Rotterdam for quite some time, and then after they left, they got Kalaris, and Kalaris has kind of been the solo guy there, and I'm sure they're looking at getting more.
Mingos.
I don't know. Off topic.
What did we get? We got somebody posted the order.
Yo, get that cat off there! Look, she's biting the box. That
Just go for the
ruins
fucking
the
box, man.
That ruins the feel. Fucking cat, man.
Somebody posted the pizza order in our chat. So we see.
Yeah.
I think the guy's name starts with a J. I think I know who sent this.
Thanks, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes,
I,
yes.
I,
Thank
I
you
do,
very
I do
much.
apologize if you didn't quite get the comic value you wanted out of it. But also, we are going to try and stay on track.
Yeah.
Because
We're
the
making
pizza
an
gets
effort.
cold the longer the
Yeah,
show
you
goes.
actually get
So,
that.
Bruno, you're on a timer.
I'm on a timer, and Kawa, whatever he's doing right now, he's producing. I think he's been doing a great job. Trans, have you watched Beyond the Summit stream at all?
Get the fuck out of here.
I think
Mingos.
I think they've been
That's
doing
my
like a
thinking.
good job at transitioning and not screwing up with the overlays. So I think
Yeah.
that's good. I'm not sure this is going to be permanent.
Yeah, no, I wonder if he's gonna. I mean, is he originally from California? I feel like no, but maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
But I mean, doesn't Beyond Summit kind of need a guy who's their go-to producer? Like,
Realistically, yes.
So who
But
knows,
can they
maybe.
do it themselves in the future? I mean, they have quite a few guys. Like
Yeah.
Lumi, they have 3 guys, which if
But
they
they're all kind of the on-camera people, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
So,
I can see it's one of them rotating out.
bench someone.
I don't know. Yeah, bench you. You've been bad. But anyways, yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I mean, Kawa is a great guy. I've got the opportunity to talk to him quite a few times, and it's. I hope he stays on the scene and do some more cool stuff.
Yeah. I was going to say we should show what DPM sent us over.
Oh Jesus, yes. Yeah, we should.
You have to get Scriff, though. You have to shout at him, Trance.
Scurf, bring up the sweet.
That's complicated. Scriff.
I hear kittens
Yeah.
answering you. I hear kittens
fine.
answering
Yeah,
you.
she's not with this
That's
fucking
why
mic
I didn't
on.
want to come out.
No, but really, it's fine. He will come eventually. Yeah, DPM, she's like such an awesome
What has he
person.
done?
Well, she sent us a box, a 6-kilogram box full of
Okay.
snacks from Hong Kong.
To keep us going for the Western qualifiers.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
She was like kind
It
of
turned
a
up today.
yeah.
Turned up today.
Nice.
Yeah.
But
So
we're happy
it will
now.
definitely keep us going. But
Like-
yeah, all kind of sweet snacks, chocolates, even seaweed.
It's
for some
amazing.
reason.
DPM is such a baller.
What?
Nothing. Never mind.
I didn't know you could get high off seaweed.
Yeah,
That's weed.
you can get high off banana peels.
I knew that.
Really?
Yeah, also oregano.
Oregano.
Bruno?
Yeah.
Ah, my high school years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But seaweed, like
Someone in chat is just like, just hashtag cocaine. When we say someone sent us 6 kilograms of stuff to get through the Western qualifiers. Good take on
Those
that.
were long broadcast days, man. Those were
Exactly.
Hey, 12 hour
6
days.
kilos is a lot, like in terms of size. Oh, here he comes.
Yeah.
Fucking eating. Leave me alone.
Eating.
This is not even all of it. This
Yeah.
is
This
not
isn't
even
all
all
of
of it.
Coffee.
These are like sweets.
No,
from,
this is just a third.
from Hong Kong.
Like just show the boxes, the box.
Melty Kiss.
Melty Kiss.
Melty Kisses
mints.
from DPM.
I'm,
Sounds
I'm
a
guessing
bit
that's
like
mint.
Kelly Milky's. This one.
Yeah,
So,
boy. Did you send mochis?
Yeah, that's mochi.
White Melody, the
Fuck
milk
yeah.
chocolate. It's a splendid taste.
DPM, you're
Mochi.
awesome.
It is fantastic sweetness. I want this one.
You want the mint?
The
Yeah,
mint
I love-
Malty
I love mint stuff. It's mine. It's
There
going
you
with my
have-
pizza.
milk collection. It's
Yeah.
really interesting because most of what that not particular. Well, wait.
I don't know how
show me
much
that. Show me
weed-
that again for a second.
I don't know how much weed
Yeah, I
DPM
mean-
thinks we smoke. But
Seriously.
we've now got pizza and munchies.
Dude.
I think I'm surprised that she lives in Hong Kong and most of those sweets are Japanese. Like,
She also sent some other stuff as well in packets
Yeah.
as well that we've already tried some
devoured,
stuff. So
yeah.
thank you, DPM. You're a very lovely lady.
Yes. Aye.
she's great.
Cheers. So now we can go ahead and move on to announcements in Dota 2. Sundance hints about MLG Dota 2 event, as seems to happen every month. I see.
Got to stay relevant somehow, man.
But what is there any water to this?
Swinging those Dota fans
you got your ear to the ground,
A
Bruno?
secret, super reliable source tells me this is not smoke. This is actually something solid.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not sure I can trust my super secret reliable source, but
But you just said reliable, so you can't rely on this source.
he says it's
MLG will
reliable.
definitely do something eventually with Dota 2. It's inevitable. But the question is like when they're going to do it, how they're going to fuck it up the first time, what they're going to say to the audience, and when will they eventually improve it 3, 6, 9 months down the road as they normally do. So good luck to MLG. GG.
Isn't there like a conflict with like running League of Legends and
No.
Is there?
Well, there is a live event. You can't have
there
them-
isn't, you know, yeah.
Well,
Okay.
when I worked at Bloodline Champion, someone who shouldn't have sent me a contract from League of Legends, Riot, and it basically said in the contract, other competing games cannot be at the same event, including Heroes of New Earth, Dota 2, Bloodline Champions, and something else.
Demigod or
So,
something.
but the thing is like ESL have both on contract, and they run their League of Legends league separately, and in the studio, and then they run their Dota 2 off in Poland.
Yeah.
And Berlin with Toby.
And Berlin with Toby. But they would have done it in house as well. It's not a problem, I think, for Riot. And Riot also bring League of Legends to DreamHack, where there is also a Dota 2 tournament, but that's a different scenario.
Well, the question with MLG is they haven't said anything about Anaheim and League of Legends as far as I know. They haven't announced anything official with Anaheim and StarCraft 2. They've said it will be there, and like 2 weeks ago, I think Adam Apsella said like, very, very soon we're announcing it. And I mean, looking at MLG Anaheim, the only game that you go to MajorLeagueGaming.com and you see is at that event is Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, what's taking so long? I mean, that event is 5 weeks, 6 weeks away. I mean, that's very soon to not have said what games are there. So it's really
risky.
quite bizarre, but I feel like it's just bizarre. I don't get it.
Yeah. And
Well,
no doubt
perhaps-
if they announced Dota 2 with just 6 weeks until the event or something.
And then they're going to be shocked when like the turnout isn't great. It's like,
no one turns up.
no one
They're
comes?
like,
I'm
"Hey,
sure
asking for more."
I'm sure if they announce that, they will pay for the players and
Yeah,
teams to
MLG
go there. Like they
MLG
have
are
money,
pretty-
don't
yeah.
they? They have
They,
like the
they would, but
New York skyline and all
how
that.
close it is.
But MLG are pretty good in terms of paying people's travel to be at events, but they also know the value of when you have the best players in StarCraft 2, Hello Kesper players, you get the best viewership in there,
Yeah.
overall best tournament of games. But the difference between like Blizzard, Riot, and like Valve, as far as I know, don't just go to somebody and be like, run a tournament for us, here's money. As you know, Blizzard have done that secretly with GSL for a while, and then obviously WCS, and last year BWCS is something that they are paying for, and Riot are basically paid to do it. So I think MLG will be like, why are we running Dota 2 if someone's not paying us?
I know. I mean, MLG's
So
business
that's-
model is basically a game developer advertiser. It's like PlanetSide is the key example of it's a game that's not even really on their circuit. That it's like, how is this an esport? But it's there, and they're doing content for it, all that jazz.
Can't they work
And then-
off sponsors? Like
I think that was their original business model, and it kind of led to them just spending a ton of money. And so, I mean, ideally, yeah, but I don't know. I haven't seen them really bringing in that huge sponsorship. Like there hasn't really been massive growth in terms of what they're bringing in from sponsors. It feels like, I don't know, you always see tweets from Sundance saying, "Oh, just inked another big deal today, guys. Don't worry." So you never know what's up their sleeve. So who knows if they'll start doing so soon. I heard something about they were supposed to do like a 4-team invitational for like $500 or $1,000 or something
Yeah, for
months
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
You mean with NASL?
No, MLG was supposed to.
MLG wanted to do
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Well, no,
There was also at one point there was the $50K number thrown out. But it's just like bits and pieces, no real tangible information.
Right now, what they're doing is they're just trailing the hook in the water. And
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I
pretty
mean,
much.
but
was
how
like
many
six
times
probably,
have
but-
they kind of? And I mean, they did do something with Purge way back, right? With the big prize fight or whatever. That was like replay casts, as typical MLG style. So who knows what they'll do? It'd be cool. I mean, there's not much happening in North America LAN events for Dota. It's really only 3 big teams there, so it's very, very challenging to do. And I mean,
maybe in the
put your
future when
hand
you're
up,
not
Jay.
I
Anyway,
got my
so,
hand
yeah.
up because I just remembered something. I don't want to forget it before we get on to
The next one, yeah.
the TI. Like it's back on the TI qualifiers. It's there too. It's like when people were looking at the production value of BTS and stuff. People were like, well, you know, they got all this money. I just wanted and Gods actually made a post on Reddit and was like, join Dota probably make more money in one defense than we did raising for the Kickstarter, which is actually very true.
Yeah.
Just wanted to bring that up. Sorry, I just thought it was worthy of mentioning because it's like there's all these people now talking about production value and because Toby was like, we're up in production, and BTS are like, we've got a new studio, and you know,
Yeah.
but it's actually true. It's like Join Dota running the defense 3 and 4 in terms of one of those events will probably give them I guess a net profit of somewhere around €20,000, which isn't as much, but gross profit they would have brought in a lot more.
They have higher running costs as well, I guess.
Who's they?
Freaks for You Gaming.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm
As
just imagining
as a company, yeah, but I don't think so in terms of production now. I think BTS are probably going to end up having to pay more because they got more staff.
well, they got more people, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's generally a one-man show at Join Dota, so...
One-man show and a webcam.
Yep.
All right. Next up that we
Poster
have
go
here.
down.
Pardon me? Go ahead.
Yeah, our poster wall's coming down. I had
Yeah.
to put up the poster wall with like sellotape as opposed to proper tape because the other posters were underneath it.
Yeah.
So it
The
was
studio
my
will
way.
be back to normal in the
Yeah,
coming
so-
days.
Yeah, we'll leave the lights on and then all the front line of posters will just
Fall
come
off.
off.
Alright, so G1 League LAN details have been released. We'll go ahead and bring up the page here so we can take a look at it. But the big thing here, it's going to be big. Yeah, I don't know. Bruno.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's the first big LAN with Asian and Western team. Team Liquid and Alliance are there.
Outside of the international.
Outside of the international, of course. LG China, DK, IG, and Orange are the other teams also there. So we have 3 Chinese, 1 Orange, always confused, Malaysian, Singaporean, 1 European, and 1 North American team, which is very, very interesting. The format is a bit weird compared to other tournaments, but it's not. I don't think it's bad. It's everyone plays a round robin best of 1 against them, and then based on the seedings, the bottom 4, like the bottom of the group stage, they play against each other, and the winner gets to play against the winner of the thirds, and then it's called bubble something.
Race mechanism.
Bubble,
apparently.
yeah. It's kind of fun, I guess. If you look at it, if you want to look at it as a bracket, it's like you have in the same way you have a round of 6 that goes into semifinals. You kind of have a round of things that only a part of the bracket is joining, while the other guy is always already qualified previously.
Yeah.
So I really don't care about the tournament format. All I want to see is the matches because they're going to be great, not only because it's the best teams in the world, but also because it's kind of a sneak preview to what the international will be. Last year, Beyond the Summit, actually, before they were anything, they run something similar online. But, I mean, if you compare it, last time it was online, 16 teams, most of the ones going to the international, $1,000 tournament. And now this year we have the Super League, which is like
64K?
64K, and people are like, I mean, this is growing, this is good, and people will definitely tune in just because they want to see how good Team Liquid and Alliance are compared to the
Yeah, what the standards are.
Yep.
Exactly. And another league actually that's released some more information. The DreamHack Summer invites have been revealed.
Yep.
As well.
No surprise, it's the 6 invited teams to the international, plus EG and Mousesports, 2 teams that people could have argued that they would have. I mean, before the qualifiers, before the invitations, there were 2 teams that people were saying like, yeah, they might have a shot. So 8 very strong teams. It's kind of weird because we also have invited the winner of the Tech Love Cups, which was Navi. So Navi, you get 2 spots, I guess.
2 spots, yeah.
You can play against yourself.
Well, just to sum it up for everybody, the teams that will be participating are Alliance and Team Dignitas, but then the other 6 teams. In addition to that are Team Liquid, Nadas Vincere, Fnatic EU, Virtus Pro, Evil Geniuses, and Mousesports.
There's one more invited.
Yeah,
It's not
to be
announced yet.
to be
So
announced.
we'll see who is that. Also the Tech Labs Cup, the second place, because it was really not a second place. It was a tournament with 2 teams.
It was a runner-up
Yeah, the
That's right.
runner-up was the Power Rangers, the team from Belarus, and maybe they get invited. Maybe I don't know if they get invited, if they will be able to.
Yeah,
come.
I mean,
it's kind of complicated because it's Belarus. It's
I guess DreamHack will look into it. Like, can you come? If yes, okay.
Yeah.
Consider you as one of the invitees.
Yeah.
Power Rangers just beat Cupid, by the way.
Well, there you go. They must be good.
yeah. Go Power Rangers!
Yeah, they must be the best team in the world right now.
Yeah.
Just did down Cupid. Holy shit. Right, continue.
Surprising. Anyways, that's it. We have to wait for the qualifiers. The qualifiers are this weekend and the next one. This weekend during the break for these qualifiers as well. So it's just 2 days. It's I think 32 teams. You probably know this better than I do.
I don't know.
It's going to be super fast. It's best of ones until I think semifinals, and then the two winners from the winner and runner-up from each of the qualifiers are invited.
Yeah, so
to-
4 qualified teams and then BYOC slots. So 16 teams, a lot of teams at DreamHack. Pretty big tournament, I suppose.
It's going to be a
That's
big
what we can
tournament.
expect out of DreamHack. You know, it's
But I mean, it's all the best Western teams, really.
Yeah.
So it's
And then
good. I
some.
mean,
It's
yeah,
gonna be
exactly.
a
And then some. So some of the first group stage matches might be a bit of a thwomping, but I guess there's so many games played simultaneous. It'll probably
Yeah.
still be a lot of really good games to watch.
absolutely.
If you don't like seeing someone get bent over.
All right. Well, staying on topic with DreamHack, actually, the D2L has been announced, and the finals are actually going to be happening at DreamHack Valencia. So not summer, Valencia, but still,
Yeah.
that's actually a pretty big deal.
I think that's a really big deal. I mean, that when D12 got announced, I think if they didn't say we're having our finals at DreamHack Valencia, everyone would have been like, prize pool is the same. Okay, cool. But it's cool. I mean, I saw a lot of... it's funny, I don't know where I was getting this from, but like I saw a lot of people like complaining that DreamHack Valencia is very focused on... Obviously, the StarCraft DreamHack Open stop is the biggest thing. But the organizers of DreamHack Valencia are much more focused on League of Legends, and so to bring this there is pretty cool. So it's just the finals, I believe. So,
It's just the final. It's
the
just
finals,
the two
yeah.
teams that go to the final.
I mean, it couldn't really be more because it's only $10,000 prize pool.
Yeah, I guess
That's-
a bit.
I mean, not only for a LAN final, but let's just say $10,000 today. Dota 2, it's a small prize pool.
Well,
Yeah.
it's also who's paying for the flights of the winners to come in. Is it covered by?
There's a stipend, so you never know. Yeah, they refer
It
to
could
it
be
as a
$100,
stipend.
just like it could be
So
1,000.
Because the funny thing is like you might end up spending more money going to the event, and then you'd win the same as third place that got to stay home.
Oh no, I mean if.
if you
first place is
first it's
$5,000.
5-3-2. It's the
So
exact same.
$5,000. If you're from the US, you're pretty screwed.
Yeah.
You're
But if
paying,
you're from
like-
Europe, like it's $1,000 per player, and that's like flights and accommodation for a couple of days.
Yeah.
It's going to be tight. Like even for
Yeah, so it's odd to me.
But
but,
I'm
you
assuming
know,
they're going to
it's,
pay most, if not all, of the.
Yeah, I feel like for this, it would have made more sense if they had like a $25,000 prize
Yeah.
pool.
But you know, it's EG's decision.
It is EG's decision. But maybe they
Alright,
can ask Papa John's to put some more
Hey, man.
pizzas on top
You
of
gotta
it.
buy those pizzas. Prove that EG are capable of doing this shit. Of handling
I hope
it.
it's flights and
Then-
hotels paid for.
It is, I believe.
Yeah, it
but I
has
mean,
to
they
be.
said
It has to be.
stipend, so who knows? They might have, different arrangements with different teams in terms of their participation. Because I mean, I don't have the team list off the top of my head, but all these teams have varying degrees of sponsorship money coming into them. So
All right. So we're going to go ahead and move into the last bit of league news that we have today. It's actually that the Defense 4 has been announced.
Wait, just wanted to make a small mention. There was also the new studio for D12. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
They actually showed the new studio from EG's new studio in San Francisco with AC casting live, and also the new production features. They have a new overlay. I think you kind of went.
yeah, we kind of started talking about that.
Let's ask chat as well. Can I just ask chat? Chat, what did you think of EG's new studio unveiling?
I feel like I'm, very intimately, very intimate with AC's face now. Like acquainted with it. One hell. of a close-up
Papa
shot.
Merlin.
You guys continue talking.
I thought it was like kind of the most unique thing because it was literally like it's like I guess you guys I don't know how but when you watch like a radio show
Yeah,
you
it's
watch
a
like
radio
Rush
setup.
Limbaugh like sitting there like
Yeah,
ranting
it's-
at his microphone. It's kind of what you get, and then of course AC's voice and he's welcoming people, and it's kind of cool. It's also kind of bizarre. So
mean,
I don't know.
I don't know.
He's sitting there with like his Astro headset on too, and it's just kind of like, okay, well that thing's not fucking plugged in.
That's
Like,
bad. That's really bad, EG. Like, I know I have a lot of sponsors, and I know I have to plug a lot of them. But at least a monster can on the table would have looked much better than that silly fucking Astro headset, which everybody knows is just there for show.
Yeah.
It's not using it for anything. It just looks bad with the,
especially they could have at least given him the
could have
fucking.
done a poll for this.
I know, but you went fast.
They should have given him the black one, but he had the white one on instead. So it was like that really sticks out.
Well,
like,
I mean, I think that was the intention as well.
Mike the fashionista.
You want to
I
take
mean,
flashes with the
What was
black.
he
his
wearing?
wardrobe was good. His wardrobe was fine. He was tweeting pictures,
I
getting
mean, he was
feedback.
looking
top
sharp.
of like his
He
proper
was looking
setup,
sharp, well-trimmed
which
beard
were
and
like
everything.
really.
Whoa. AC was wearing Astro headset.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And had like a big studio mic.
Yeah.
You can feel it all.
Yeah,
Or was he actually wearing it on his ears?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, he wasn't doing the Malk double
No,
headset.
Because Mount during Dota had a headset on with Astros. Yeah, I don't know. I give up. I feel if I just keep giving people feedback, I'm just providing free consultancy. E.g., you're doing great. Don't change a thing. Love the new studio.
But yeah, just to keep ranting at them, the in-game stuff, it was like I
it was a bit
I
boring.
appreciate you want to like get the team sponsors in there, get your own sponsors in there, get the fucking 50% off Papa John's in there, but it's just like I don't know. And when you combine it with the fact that I think that the internet they've got at their studio isn't quite where it should be. I think I saw one of their guys posting on Reddit it's getting upgraded.
Oh,
but
was it the internet? The
yeah, they just can't stream
Oh.
that well yet, which is kind of like, well, fuck, we made a studio and our internet isn't ready yet. Kind of.
Well,
kind of a
I mean, it
I
did
don't
take
know.
us
We can't-
what, like
yeah,
a,
we can't
a year
throw any
until
stones here,
the
like,
fiber finally got
We
installed.
fucking. Why it took us 6 months to get
gigabit,
4G?
no problem.
But yeah, so I just it's too many logos, and I mean, it's kind of like less is more. It's like, yeah, you put your Alienware logo there, but there's what, like 10 other logos on there as well.
I think what did we count? 7.
It's
Whatever.
Well, I
7 or
mean,
8.
what I think I was telling Mike yesterday or today, I don't remember. I was days mixing, but
all a blur.
the fact that we're here talking about the logos is kind of like
You were telling me that earlier, yeah.
it worked. Hopefully, it doesn't work for the right reasons, and
Well,
1 or 2 weeks from now, people will be tired.
I
And
mean,
we'll not
it
talking about
was
again.
also kind of bizarre to me because there was so much branding in the game, but not out of the game.
Don't die, Sam.
Because I think having a monster thing there is fine. I don't find it too intrusive at all. You see it all the time with Red Bull cans, everything so I would rather them have more logos out of the game and less in the game.
Yeah, I didn't like the in-game, and the stream quality was really shitty.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude,
I don't know what their setup was, but just like I had 2 streams open at once. One was theirs and one was Draskell, and I was like, Draskell's stream looks really good. EG's quality looks really bad.
Very bad.
But they'll fix it. EG will eventually catch on. They always do.
Well, Mike, do you remember the Masters Cup? The StarCraft 2 Masters Cup with In Control when he was sitting at the desk and then it was just like a wall of fucking green screen logos all
Yeah,
around
I
him and he
mean,
looked like a
it
little
was-
gnome sitting there.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that they have the green screen behind
Yeah.
him, and I was expecting to see logos flying
Yeah, some
everywhere.
tasteful.
Yeah, no, it was just like the
Dota 2 Fire
the
I mean, they've already
little
succeeded,
shot.
Bruno. You bring up a good point. How many times have we mentioned Astro and Monster now on the show?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing.
I'm feeling pretty tired. I think I need a
I
drink.
mean, you can talk about them, but does it make you want to buy the product? It doesn't make me want.
Well, I mean, not
buy
for you
Astros
because
when-
you're kind of like.
I actually have.
I already have
A40s.
Astros, I know.
I didn't pay for them
It's
though.
fine. It's fine that they wear an Astro headset as a sponsor. You expect that, And
I-
it wasn't interfering with the sound quality because he was running for a mic.
Yeah.
So that's
No,
not a problem.
it's just that it stands out, and if that's what they want to do, well, more power to them because they did it. But if from a critique point of view, it's like, why does this guy have a?
Scoots is all mad and
Oh,
chat. I
right,
don't-
because of the advertisement.
Scoots.
And so it cheapens the
What?
feel, the idea.
The mastermind is good.
Where we
What's
got
he
Scoots?
going on about? He said, I think AC was
I'm not
actually
mad,
getting the
just
audio,
disappointed
which I
the
mean,
experts act like this.
I don't know, Scoots. We're
Scoots.
really sorry, big guy.
Where's Scoots?
Didn't mean to disappoint you.
Oh god, we've upset Sir Scoots.
Next one.
Jesus Christ.
This is dire, guys. All right, moving on.
Yep.
Let's see here. The Defense 4, yeah, right, we were talking about this earlier. The
Yeah.
Defense 4 has been announced. Toby to cast.
I really like this tournament.
Yeah, let's go ahead and bring it up here. I got it on my
just
screen.
want to say Sir Scoot's point. We said the headset was for show, but it wasn't. It was actually being used.
Okay.
Yeah, for
This is
auto,
one.
yeah.
Really better than.
That's,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh?
whatever. He's supposed to be sitting in a top of the line studio. Like, I mean, it ruins the illusion of a top of the line studio. Like, he's supposed to be this ultra professional guy with a fucking radio mic in front of him. You know. You don't think he's gonna have like speakers? I don't know. It's just like the whole illusion of what they had going. Kind of
in all fairness,
whatever. Let's keep going.
In all fairness, Scoots, if me and Semmler sat here now with a pair of headsets on, right?
Wait.
would
Put
we
one of
look
those
like
on. Just like
fucking retards.
You have one
Probably not, because
put that on, James.
Oh, hey James,
Put
there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Devil.
Yeah.
And remember, I am. All right, guys. This one's plugged in. All right, guys. Welcome to the Good Show, sponsored by QPad and.
Who am I sponsored by?
I
Tell me.
don't know.
Okay, shit.
All right. Make sure we plug these in so we're using them.
I don't hear anything. I think mine's broken.
Trans, if you have to say something, go straight to the headset.
I can't hear you, Trans. You gotta speak up. Alright. Made our point. Third time now. Third time's the charm, right?
Third time.
If you don't think I'm using my headset, Scoots, I am. It's to block out Semmler's voice.
That was the close call for them. Alright, come to my screen, Trans. Let's take a look at this. The defense has been launched again. It's powered by Azo. There's another sponsor for you all. Go check out Azo's fine products. Make Toby happy. But so far we can see the prize distribution, 25K.
All right, I want to get back to Scoots. Scoots,
Jesus.
right? This doesn't actually look that good unless you have like a proper headset, you know, like a
What, the Sennheiser
25
ones?
or
Yeah.
something, and you need them in a closed environment, yeah, because like you need them to have them so you got like a live audience and you're commentating and you are the commentators. But when you use AC as a host, the best thing to do for AC is to have him present to you like this and talk to you. When the ban and draft on, it's all like this. If AC wants to hear in-game audio in terms of actually hear the sounds of the game while he commentates, then he takes the headset and he puts them on. But to present like with a headset doesn't look that good. But I realize that I'm trying to teach a 50-year-old man what looks good and what doesn't. So doesn't matter. You look great. You're like a silver fox.
Back to the news now.
Back, please. Get the fuck on my monitor. Thank you. Alright. 25K USD. First place 12. Second place 7. Third 4. And fourth 2. Invited teams. We got quite a pool actually.
It's quite a pull.
Pretty much the who's who. That's kind of always what we say.
There's a short qualifier first to see who the last two teams are. I think it's 20 or 18 in total. I think it's 18,
It's 20 teams.
20
in the
teams,
tournament.
18 invited, and 2 from the qualifiers.
Yeah.
So they'll be running a super quick qualifiers to get the last two teams. Then they will run, and this is the best part. They will run the group stage. I think it lasts only 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And that was a big problem with the Defense 3 and also D12, and
Yeah.
also the Premier League and also Star Ladder, which is that groups are too long, and people just oh wow, we're looking against playing Sven Hunters versus Rats in the Dark,
Yeah.
which like love those teams, but people like it washes out. And even when you get teams playing very important matches in the group stage, it means nothing. So you get the Navi versus Team Dignitas, and yeah, you want to watch those teams. But oh, well, what does it mean? Oh, well, now Navi is first and Dignitas is second. Just go to the playoffs. Playoffs are more interesting. When the Defense 3 got to the playoffs, things are interesting. When other well, of course, Star Ladder gets the LAN final, so it's really good for them. But in general, when teams we play, they got to the playoffs. No one really mattered. Like they didn't care about we play, but the playoffs they watched it. Curse Entertainment directly into playoffs. So now just 2 weeks, I think, or 3 weeks of group stage, then straight into the playoff. Not too many casts. It seems good to me.
Yeah, no, I
seems like
think everything about how they've set this up is in the right direction.
Yeah.
Bigger prize pool. I don't know what people think about like paying more than top 4. You know, prize distribution could be further down. Like if it was 10K for first place, and then kind of spread it down a bit more. But that's kind of, I mean, this is top 4 get paid, and it's like, it's, you know, when you've got 5 players on a team, what, you know, if everyone gets $100 after playing for fucking 2 months, like it's kind of like, what's the point of that? Like, but the most interesting part to me is how the group stage is just best of 2s or 2-game series, which I think is really cool for a lot of reasons. It, for one thing, makes a broadcast much easier to plan because I mean we saw it.
Know that
We saw it the worst during the qualifier when there were EG versus Roxas, and it's like 3 60-minute long games, like. and that series could have ended in 45 minutes, which is like a nightmare for planning. But also it alleviates any kind of like server disputes where it's like, oh, let's flip the coin and see who gets the best of this game 3. It's the important one. So it's interesting because you don't see the 2-game series much. I think MLG did 3-game series where it's like the entire best of 3 was played out during one of the arenas, and people don't really like that. So I'm really curious what the community will think of the.
To be fair, the Premier League, I think during the first 2 or 3 seasons they did best of 2s as well.
I don't watch that league.
Yeah, me neither, but I remember because my friends were casting it. So yeah, it was best of 2s in the past. It's as you said, like I don't think it really changes much in terms of standings. Like, oh, if this tournament would have been a best of 3, I would have won it. Like there's nothing like it, but it solves lots of problems in terms of servers, scheduling. So I mean, I think it's good. I don't see the bad thing on it. The only problem with the best of 2 is that it's like, I mean, in any sport, American sports are made so that you can't end up in a tie most of the times. I think in the NBA you can't. In baseball, you can't end on a tie. In baseball, you have to keep going.
Well, yeah, you have extra innings.
I'm horrible American when it comes to American
I don't know
sports.
about hockey. I think you can.
You have shootouts?
Yeah, you have shootouts.
But in like soccer and
Canada
others,
just
like,
experienced the other day.
I'm Argentinian. I watch lots of football, soccer, for those of you that are American. And it really sucks to watch a match and it's like, oh, it's a tie.
But I think for the group stage, it's kind of like almost makes it more interesting for later on if those teams do play, because then it's like, ooh, it ended in a tie last time, instead of like, ooh, it ended with a game where they flipped a coin, someone was paying with 300 paying, or
I'm not saying that's the reason it's bad. I'm just saying, like,
no, I mean there's no perfect system,
there will be
right?
ties, there will be draws, and then, like people will say, oh, I wish like I would know who win, but that's the only thing I can nitpick about best of 2. The rest of the things I think outweigh that fact.
Yeah,
that's it.
Our chat, man. What the fuck is it still going on with Scoots?
Chat's just being chat, man. Chill out,
let's keep
bro.
rolling then. So,
Relax.
3 more topics left in Dota 2. We have actually, this is kind of the general segment, but the Q Pandas have forfeited a match in Star Ladder versus Na'Vi due to virus issues, and everyone blows up. Everyone overreacts, and most notably, Vlad.
I mean, not everyone blows up. It's
I didn't blow
out
up.
of here, but it's basically like
I kept my
Vlad
cool somewhere.
kind of just went guns blazing and called out the Pandas for being unprofessional in a situation which was completely uncalled for, seeing as how Na'Vi counter-trolled them as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like QPAD are at fault here as well. And like, to be honest, like Sing's one of these people that he'd be like, he's pissed because this happened to him. And he won't look for a solution instantly and be like, oh, we're forfeiting. Even though the solution that they would have had to look for wouldn't have been good enough anyway in terms of cleaning the PC, etc. So it was like Na'Vi didn't need to joke about having a flight in an hour, but they didn't have, apparently. I think it was a joke because someone said they have a flight in an hour on Reddit, and then Havors joked about it. And if QPAD actually would have been able to solve the problem quicker and still GG'd out without talking to the admins in terms of it was a, if it wasn't for like Na'Vi saying they had a flight in an hour, I would have fined that team. Like, I would have fined QPAD like €250
we should
of
go ahead
their overall team wages.
Well, like right now you're giving your opinions, but we should probably just give the facts so that people know what actually happened, like the chain of events that led up to all this.
Yeah, so basically they're in a game. Na'Vi, there's a Kurokai got like a virus on his Skype, and then he said it in the beginning of the game, and then Sing was like, wait, are you serious? Because Sing accepted a file from Kurokai and installed it. And then as the game was paused, Havos said he's got a flight in an hour, and then Sing's like, when his game crashed or something as well.
Dota 2 closed. Apparently.
Yeah, Dota 2 closed, and then he was scared in terms of the virus, so didn't want to log into anything in terms of Steam or Skype. So they were just like, they had a stand-in because Select's gone to visit his family, etc. But we're not sure exactly what Select wants to do yet as well, because he was like, I want to take a little bit of a break. So we're talking, Select's going to have a choice, if he wants to continue playing, or maybe he wants to go back to StarCraft 2. We're not really sure, but of course we just supported him in what he wanted to do, and he wanted to go visit his family, and everyone was very, wanted a bit of a break after the TI qualifiers. So they're playing with a stand-in, didn't really want to play with two. And then, you know, so they bowed out. Vlad was like really pissed off because it's a Na'Vi game and you get a lot of viewers. And if you're Vlad, you make ad revenue, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I was pissed at Cupad Red Pandas for not just talking to the admins and saying, this is the situation, this is how long it's going to take to fix, what are our options? Instead of just GGing out. And if Na'Vi's like player didn't say they had a flight in an hour, and they just did that, I would have like fined Cupad Red Pandas, like as I said, like just €250 or something for a game that they would do that in as a team.
And there's a bunch of different things that go into it, but the host trolling, the fact that it came originally from a Na'Vi player.
That's just spicing up the drama. I mean,
come on, man, get your pitchfork out.
But I mean, let's be real. I mean, it could have happened to anyone, and
sure.
It was 100%. I'm 100% sure it was not deliberate. I mean.
Who accepts these, like, when someone messages you out of nowhere and, like, here's
like
a RAR
Twitter,
file of some photos recently I took.
Like,
no, it's like Twitter, like, I saw you last week.
I mean, don't you just look at that and be like, well, that's a virus? Like, I just think that's funny that Sing Sing accepted that, you know?
Who's replied to Conrad on the Good Studio account?
I did.
You're going to consult for D2L?
I like how he no, but I like how it's like third person. Sure thing. Trance will contact you.
I'll talk to you. It's fine.
Conrad's a really nice guy, from what I've heard.
yeah,
man.
I met him 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Thanks to Mike.
Right.
He introduced me to it. Hi,
let's wrap this up though. So, anything to add apart from the fact that it's a bit of a
who cares?
No, I think this is
miscommunication.
I think this topic is just fluff, and I don't care about it.
All right, fuck it, fluff.
Yeah,
who cares?
DPM says rightfully, which we should put. It was an exe file that was meant to be something for Dota Buff Beta or something in terms of.
Oh,
so
I thought. Oh, so
accepted
someone made that fake image then, where it's like.
Okay.
No,
that's
that's a fake image.
Okay. But all right, this guy sending Sing a virus is a little bit more sly then. So.
What's this now? So we have Quantic have announced a new Dota 2 squad. They remove it within hours, and apparently the big drama involved in this was that Danny D forged Kebab's signature on the contract.
Yeah, I think James knows better than me about this. But
So can you tell us anything about this, James?
Well,
I mean, you know the guy at least.
Danny D, he's probably a really nice guy, but he's a complete and utter nutter that likes to message you on Skype a lot, even if you don't reply. He's over enthusiastic. He wanted something to happen so bad, as far as I can tell, right? He obviously wanted something to happen so bad that he was willing, in his excitement and his over-the-topness, to forge some of a player's signature. I think it was just one player. Was it Kebab?
Kebab, yeah.
So he forged Kebab's signature, and I don't know, because I'm expecting Danny D to set this team up with the other players based off, hey man, we got Kebab as well. Which could have been a factor. So I don't know, man. Like
Kebab didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So basically, it kind of fucked up in a big way, and no one's gonna work with him.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's clearly kind of fucked up.
And the last thing I saw as well, by the way, was Danny D. Someone posted in a Skype channel, like there were 2 people. They were posting that Danny D is going to China to check it out.
Sick. But I mean, then you look at Quantic, and it's like, well, Quantic, are you guys like fucking retarded? Like,
yeah, I mean, it's really hard to say because I mean, if you're Quantic, you have these guys like, I'm the manager, I can get you the players, I've been scouting. Here are the guys. Just these are the 5 guys. Cool. Just sign these 5 contracts. Sure, there you have it.
I don't think that's how you're supposed to do it. I think
that's how it works, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't think like.
Well, I mean, do you have to fly and see each one?
No, but
players,
you at least speak to each player on Skype. I mean, have a voice conversation at least with them. I
had a private conversation with everybody from Cupad Red Pandas in terms of expectations, what we're going to give them, are they happy, and do they want to do this? And I spoke to everybody individually. It's weird that they didn't.
But what if? Weird. I mean, okay, but this is something different. Let's say that. You acted as a manager and you acted as you had several different roles in these terms of how the Cupid team was developed. Now you see a company like Quantic, maybe it's like, okay, Danny D, we trust you, you're the man, you do everything. Like you are the one responsible to do these talks to all the players in the team. You talk to everyone. Once you get the get go. Just
but like,
but that's
Odie also does it that way, but he knows the captain and has probably met the captain and trusts the captain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like Odie has had teams where the captain's been able to make changes and bring in new players, but Odie knows the captain.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, this is the guy that I think will be able to make something happen. Did Quantic really know Danny D? Obviously not.
No.
So the fact is, it's Quantic's fault and it's Danny D's fault
Yes.
for both of them being retarded.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you look at it, it's like Quantic as an organization, is it a surprise? Is it like, it's kind of like, you know, they died and then they came back. And I mean, I don't know, there's a bunch of tweets about, you know, Quantic up for more shenanigans or something. I think something about their League of Legends team is not going to be their League of Legends team anymore. I don't really know the details, but it's always funny when Quantic messes up because I don't know, man.
It's sad.
I just don't know why they just keep fucking up because, you know, they seem to have a good sport. I mean, I don't know. I looked at their website recently and it's just like the only sponsor listed is AverMedia and Twitch. And, you know, when they first re-announced Quantic's back, they're like, they've got Razer on there, they've got Alienware on there, they've got NOS on there. And it's just like, well, what the fuck are you doing with these team logos if, how many months is it? Like, or company logos, like,
Yeah.
so, yeah, Quantic, I don't know, man. They got to get their shit together.
They do.
Or just stop trying because it's...
All right, well, let's talk about where the money's at. Compendiums have now made the International the biggest prize pool
Ever.
in
esports.
Basically in esports history.
Yeah.
It's up to about, what is it, 2,115,000 now?
Yeah, I
give or
mean,
take?
what you have to think, the clear number is not only the 2.1 million and over, but the fact that the community raised $500,000. That means 2 million in compendium sales.
the community
that
has
means
spent
200,000 compendium sales.
And I mean, you think about this, it's like that's kind of esports. Like, so the community spent $2 million.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. Like, I mean, you think about other like esports organizations and stuff. Like, how much money do they raise? Like selling things, you know, like e.g. or Team Liquid hoodies. You know, this is a great example. Like, that's a really popular product.
Yeah.
How much money do they make? Whereas Compendium, man, they just code it, and I guess they have to have one guy updating it who apparently hasn't been doing his job so well lately, according to our Dota 2. But like, they just are doing very well with the Compendium.
I think it's another gold mine for Valve. It's impressive. They keep finding them, and it's a very interesting product as well. Not only for the features that it has, but also for the feature it can have. What you're selling pretty much is access to not only information or just like stuff on a tournament, support your tournament, but also ability to make bets, to access new items. Just it's a whole thing of unlockables.
Yeah.
And if tomorrow they decide to say, why are you looking at me?
What's the buzzword you're looking for here? What's the buzzword? Hit me.
Wait a minute, immersive.
There you go, bro.
It's an
It's a whole
immersion.
new level of immersion.
Yeah, it's immersion. Sorry,
But
I was
is it
watching the
social?
Xbox One.
Is
No,
it-
It's the
I
Xbox
was
One
watching the
launch.
Xbox
Is it
One.
intelligent? Is the Compendium
Intelligent.
intelligent, guys? Because when I design something, I want it to be intelligent,
Yeah.
immersive,
Next level
and
graphics.
oh god,
A whole
yeah.
new social experience. Immersive. No, what Jesus.
Oh my
No, but I mean, the thing is
Yeah.
that if tomorrow they decide to say, okay, we want the compendiums to have it so that when you play in your games, you have a flag of the team you want. I'm just making things up. This is not going to happen as far as I know. But they can do it. Like, it's so easy to just add things, add value to that thing.
They've got
You
3 months.
can-
to
it's
do
so
it.
customize it,
interesting.
exactly.
But what's
how,
insane is that they've still
yeah.
got 3 months before this thing
Yeah.
even goes live, before the main event goes live.
And their crazy goal, because like you have to look at their goal. One was like kind of 1.6, 1.8, no,
1.9.
1.8, 1.9, something like that. And their crazy goal was 2.6. And now they have 3 months to get to their crazy goal, to the point where they had to add an extra crazy goal, right? And it's really funny because the 3.2 million goal is we designed the hero of your choice, which I'm sure they're-
Redesign.
Well, no, we implement. Sorry.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that's
My
it. I was
bad
like,
choice.
what?
Of, no, it's my bad choice of word. We implement the hero of the choice. People are expecting
Yeah.
techies, probably, but
These guys sounds like so much
it's
fun.
just exactly. It's such a product that has had a huge reaction. I cannot wait. Maybe they even in the future they can make something more out of it. Just again talking out of
include different tournaments.
Yeah, this is not happening. But what if like
TPL needs a compendium?
TPL needs a compendium, right? So you can have TPL's compendium, and you buy the thing, and you get the same like the vets for 8, or you have that. Everyone would buy the TPL compendium, and TPL would get $2.5.
Another thing is, it's another form of sustainability for leagues. Like you say, if all of a sudden every major league or DreamHack or etc. are able to produce their own compendiums with their own swag and shit that goes along with it, and they charge $10 for it, every time. I mean, you get tickets for now,
It's interesting to see if people are willing to do it again, or it's just a one-off thing. But I think again, just by the sheer amount of stuff that you can get out of a compendium, I think you have to look at it as kind of like an item bundle in the same way. Like, okay, you're paying this and you're getting lots of stuff. With the compendium, it's the same. You get items if what you like is items. You're getting just like the possibility to bet if people like to bet and gamble and stuff. As can be seen, like lots of people playing in the Fantasy League and also Dota Launch betting items. So there are lots of stuff that Valve are looking at. It's like, okay, this is really cool. How can we can put it in the game? And I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that circle jerk time, the thing that Valve are best are is just offering ways and that the community enjoy spending money.
Yeah.
So the fact is like, sure, if they did compendiums for tournaments, it would be great. Probably not every tournament would get a compendium in a way. It might have to be a certain level of tournament.
I mean, I've seen a lot of feedback on the Dota subreddit of just people like when a new tournament is announced, then their ticket comes out, and there's another courier in there, and there's like, I don't want to spend another $10 on another ticket. So I feel like, it's like you kind of
you can separate the ticket from the compendium. Like buy a ticket for this tournament. Buy a compendium for the tournament. It comes with a ticket, and you can also...
Yeah, it's like an upgrade cost. But yeah, anyway, we'll leave it at that. But we'll see what Valve are going to do. But either way, they've figured out some cool shit for the international.
They're really cool.
And I think we can go ahead and take a quick break now before we decide to move on. Seeing as how that was... Oh, we didn't do stats last week. Sorry.
We didn't do stats.
We're going to do stats this week then. So now, to wrap up the Dota 2 section, we're going to turn it over to the stats man.
Yep, we're going to do stats and West Qualifiers edition, which is what people were expecting. We talked about the compendium results last time, so we're not going into compendium-specific things. But we're going to talk about the way I normally do it, which is heroes, teams, and players. I'll start with teams because it's the easiest one. I mean, it's easy to go hot or not when you're just talking about a tournament. I think DD, Dota, and Mouse are the two clear best teams out there, even though Mouse Sports won the last series. DD Dota only lost that series. They won pretty much against everyone else. They showed that they can be really impressive, and I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing more of them in future tournaments. They also show that they can draft excellently. And then, of course, speaking about Mouse Sports, he's speaking about like such great players. Farah was MVP of the tournament. Synderen coming just like a couple weeks before the tournament, having great development and great plays during it. So Black, of course, is Black. Then let's not forget Paz and Koikva, which were very, very crucial in different games. Koikva, I think, one of the greatest playing that very aggressive clockwork, disrupting the Magnus every single time. And Paz, which was not particularly impressive during the tournament, but had this great play when he blinked into the Roshan pit, high ground, with Bane, and the Finns gripped the gyrocopter just to win the Roshan fight that pretty much won them the series there. So it's easy to talk about hot or not. The not teams, probably I have to give it to Empire, which didn't win a game. They were the only team that didn't win a game. They couldn't connect. They had again as well a couple new players. They had Light of Heaven.
Did IC Cup also not win a game?
No, IC Cup won a game versus Mousesports. Yeah,
you mean like a map, right?
A map, yeah. I'm talking about maps. Sorry. I like to say game and series instead of map and game, but just me.
You always say game, and I can't stand it. Anyway.
Yeah. To me, a game...
You always confuse me.
A series goes to 3 games.
Airing my grievance.
But whatever. Let's talk about heroes. And again, we talked about peaked and banned, so we're going to talk just about win rates. The best heroes of the tournament were surprisingly Slark with a 4-on-1 record. Did very, very well. There was just one team that was able to stop Slark, and I think it was DD. Lone Druid 13-4. That's not as surprising at all. Lone Druid, a very, very strong hero, and it shows. Lina as a support 6-3, mostly because of Mouse Sports performances. They picked her a lot, Syndrome played her a lot, and that helped them. Helped the win rate. And also held by Mouse Sports, the pack was 10-6, which is quite high for a pack which is a hero that normally averages below 50% average win rate. And the heroes that didn't work were the Magnus, which is surprising. This again because Magnus seems like to be this great hero that can win you fights. Just 5 and 10, a 33% win rate is not what you need when you want to win tournaments. Nature's Prophet, another of the top picks of a few weeks ago, just 5 and 8 against not as bad, but seems to no one run it in the way you normally run the Nature's Prophet, which is like you go for him to off lane, you get an aggressive tri lane, and you just jump to make a 4 versus 3 team fight. I don't think any team just tried to do that at all in tournament. They just run the Nature's Prophet differently. Maybe that's the reason why it didn't work so well. And Jakiro, the weak support with 1 and 4, also not one of the best supports there, and it shows just because he had a 20% win rate. And finally, for the players, instead of picking just one player, because if I had to pick a player, I would go with Farah. We talked about that. He was the MVP of the tournament. Let's just talk about stats and who were the best in everything. So for kills, the best was Silent, player for DD, the carry for DD, which had 7.4 kills per game, followed by BCC and Jayo. In death, most deaths. It was a double tie for first one. Miracle and Twista had 6.5 deaths a game. That's a lot of fear. And following them were Always Wanna Fly and Mania. For most assists, and this is really interesting because top 3 are Fear, Jayo, and Sexy Bambo, which shows that EG was a team that knew how to play as a team. They were like everyone over there, or everyone getting all the time. None of them were, Jayo was in the top killers list. But the fact that 3 of the players were the top 3 in assists mean that they really knew how to play together a lot. And it's a shame that they can't be in the international. They were, however, one of the best teams in the tournament. And finally, in gold per minute, again, Silent with 561, closely followed by BCC, the carry from Rockskis, and Black from Mouse Sports. And that's it with stats for today, and that's it for Dota 2 for today.
Thanks, Bruno.
Boom.
You're welcome, Bruno. James. You're welcome.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get into some CS, StarCraft 2, and just touch on League of Legends. So guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a minute.